Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have a great one with breaking news. SEC is using dirty poker to try to chase off Ripple customers from around the world and use intimidation tactics. There's nothing left to do but roll this beautiful intro and get into this.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. 2.2 trillion cryptocurrency market cap collectively. That is an impressive number, and I think we're just going to continue to see that go up as the year goes on. Bitcoin now well over 60,000 at 61,169.80. Ethereum at $2,400 plus this morning, and at the number 4 spot here, not far from Binance on the market cap, 72 billion plus to 80 billion plus. We may be back at that number 3 spot soon enough. XRP coming in at the number 4 spot, courtesy of the dereliction of duty of the SEC. And you're about to hear about some real scare tactics they're using. This is bad stuff by the SEC. $1.60 this morning. We're off by 1.18% on the 24-hour and 37+% up on the 7-day. Let's go ahead and get started here. The range of XRP, 159 right now, but ranging between $1.46 and $1.73. Let's keep an eye on that today. Okay, now here we go. Let's start right here. This is BondCrypt tells us about, wait a minute, this changed hands here. This is not what I had. I don't know why Twitter keeps doing this to me lately, but let me scroll down here just one quick second because I do remember what I did have up here. And let me slide here and get it. Oh, right here. So Crypto Wizard says XRP BTC is testing the old resistance target as major support, which is very healthy for long-term bullish move. Listen here. XRP is responsive to XRP BTC and is moving choppy between 2 major wizard zones. This is temporary and healthy for XRP. So Crypto Wizard, as well as Dark Defender and Crypto Bull 2020 are just a few of the technical analysts that have been spot on when it comes to where we are with this price action. And we're going to continue to follow these people very closely because they are experts at what they do and we are not. So we're very grateful for the information that they share. By the way, Crypto Wizard does have a private group if you want to join. It is over 5,000 members strong, a paid group. So you know that he is getting something right over there. So let's check this out right here. Now, we have been saying this, and who is we? There's been 2 people on this planet that I know have been saying, watch out for Bitcoin, something's coming, and it's Digital Asset Investor and myself. And I tell you, I still stand strong on the moment that something is approaching here for Bitcoin and proof of work. And this is from mainstream media sources. Gary Gensler signaling he will address crypto regulation through increased enforcement, not rulemaking. Oh my, oh my. Andrew Fisher says, Crackdown on Bitcoin is coming through SEC enforcement actions. Hello. Something is coming. Now, I firmly believe that there's going to be some kind of a carbon footprint tax either placed on miners or across the board, anybody who holds it. And we don't know what that'll be, if any, but we do know the narrative has been really carried by Ripple and government officials and regulators that there's an issue with the amount of consumption of electricity that you have to use in order to mine Bitcoin and other proof of work projects. We will keep an eye on it. Now, here we go. This is DJ Peter Vass right here. He is one of the baddest to the bone people on the planet. He's like Michael Val 5 Links, XRP Crypto Wolf, and so many others that just really just finds information all the time. He does so much for everybody out here. Thank you, Peter Vass. So this is Australian Remittance Service taps crypto asset XRP for cross-border payments. Now, we did mention this the other day, but this is the setup where we're going with the SEC and what's really happening here. Let's just take a look at this article really quickly, and we're going to get into that SEC business. The Australian company hopes to dial down cross-border payment hassles and fees using the crypto asset XRP. Novati Group, which is a Ripple partner here, is focused on delivering innovative payment solutions, and they've teamed up with Ripple to use XRP-powered on-demand liquidity for instant cross-border payments. That's what you need to know. The partnership initially focuses on remittances between Australia and the Philippines through the country's largest non-bank Filipino-owned remittance service provider, iRemit. It's all starting in the remittance areas because there's less regulation hurdle in those particular markets, right? Okay, now you understand that part of it, so it makes some other claims, but there was something else here that I wanted to highlight, and it might have been in another article, but the reality is that Ripple has had 20 new partners signed since this SEC business has begun, right? So keep an eye on that. So because Ripple has been continuing to expand its growth outside of the country, and that it's been one of their main talking points when it comes to the SEC lawsuit, that they're like, look, 90-some% of our customers are not even in the US, right? Everywhere else in the world, they've decided that XRP is a convertible virtual currency in some degree, and not legal tender status money, and certainly not a security as the SEC claims the sales are. So, all right, looking here, we see that there has been somewhat of a weird turn taken, and that weird turn is this. The SEC goes after Ripple, and not just Ripple, but its partners, and here it is about the 20 partners. We're going to get at that in a second. But listen to what happened here. Okay, on April 16th, in a letter motion to Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn, lawyers representing Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen claim that the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has made at least 11 Memorandum of Understandings, known as MOUs, requests to foreign securities regulators during the discovery process to obtain documents from overseas entities. They allege that the agency is trying to intimidate Ripple's non-U.S. partners into severing its ties with the embattled company. Oh, this is dirty poker right here, right? As the SEC undoubtedly is aware, and perhaps this is the SEC's objective involving local regulators and attempting to invoke those regulators' compulsory process is not only improper, but also amounts to an intimidation tactic that has the effect of deterring those entities from continuing to do business with Ripple. The defense is asking the court to prevent the SEC from conducting discovery outside of the jurisdiction, requesting an informal conference on the matter. Furthermore, Ripple is accusing the regulator of violating the federal rules by refusing fully to produce communications with its foreign counterparts. Now, I am going to pull something up here really quickly, and let me just put that screen up because I want you to see this. I believe we know why this is happening, okay? I really, really do, and I'm about to pull it up for you right now because I believe we know why this is happening clearly. Let me open this up, and I will give this back to you 1 second. I'll have the screen full screen here, and here it is, people, right here. Take a look at this. Just take a look at that. Line 82. What do I keep saying about line 82? It is the admission that the SEC understands that Ripple used pre-allocation of its money, which they are trying to say the sales of were securities, right? But the reality is Ripple has used its money to achieve its goal of widespread distribution of XRP by exchanging XRP for non-cash consideration, such as labor and market-making services. This is pre-allocation of XRP. It was also admitted by Ripple when they talked about the accelerator program they used in the early days, where they took and pre-allocated 300 million XRP or $300 million worth of XRP at the time and spread that out amongst different areas of industry and to those players in the industry, making pre-contractual agreements that they would do a certain amount of things from their side. Ripple would continue to do a certain amount of things from their side. And at some point, all these different places could agree to bring their volume for their daily requirement for payments to the XRP Ledger network. And this would absolutely drive price, right? The problem here is that the SEC is suing them, saying all of the OT sales that Ripple made were, in fact, unregistered securities. Not that XRP was a security, but that the sales between Ripple over the counter to those particular entities were unregistered securities because, in large part, now I speculate here, but in large part because I believe those were option contracts that were a part of that pre-allocation process, and there's nothing illegal or bad about that at all. But I believe those option contracts probably look similar to what they had with R3 before the litigation process, because R3 and Ripple were partnered at one point, if you're not aware, and then they split. And when they went to court to split, it was admitted in that process that they did have option contracts with R3 and felt like they didn't. R3 did not serve to what they were supposed to do from their side, so Ripple wanted to break away from them because they changed course, right? And obviously to this day, we see R3 now has an XDC coin because they realized that it was actually an oversight on their part to have the R3 core to platform and not have their own token to it. So that's what that is, like it or not, for me at my house. And that's how we get here and how we end up seeing at this point. This is how we get to the place where the SEC is now going overseas to overseas regulators, trying to intimidate their business partners, right? Because at the end of the day, Ripple has continued to gain 20 new business partners during this process. According to Garling House, roughly 95% of Ripple's customers are not from the U.S. The San Francisco-based company has signed more than 20 partnerships with financial institutions around the globe since Ripple's run with the SEC. Now, we know that MoneyGram and them have cut ties temporarily, but they also extended their partnership with SBI for another 3 years, for which they've already been a partner with SBI. MoneyGram has for the last 10 years. So there is an indirect path to Ripple and XRP use through SBI as well. All right, so now coming to the problem here. This is why I believe that the SEC is so insistent on going and making these kinds of overreaches, right? Because behind the judge's back, the SEC violated U.S. civil court rules by issuing multiple memorandums of understanding, MOUs, to obligate foreign governments to obtain files from Ripple foreign business partners. They got caught. Yeah, and here's some of the letter that you need to understand here, or we all need to understand, rather, because this is really something. We're not going to read every piece of this, but you're going to get just how dirty the SEC has been here, because they are violating the Hague Convention and many other rules, federal rules out here. And if it's not illegal what they've done, it is certainly unethical, right? And it is not a guess. It is absolutely unethical at least. So, all right. So here it says, we write on behalf to Judge Ned Byrne, the defendants of Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, and it says, concerning the SEC's undisclosed and persuasive use of the SEC pre-litigation investigation tools to conduct discovery in this lawsuit. Specifically, defendants learned not from the SEC, as would be required under the federal rules of civil procedure, but from overseas third-party business contacts that the SEC is pursuing discovery entirely outside the scope of the federal rules and the Hague Convention. By improperly leveraging Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU, with foreign regulators, who then, at the SEC's request, serve burdensome documents requests on entities under foreign regulators' jurisdiction in response to defendants' repeat inquiries, and as of our meet and confer on April 14, 2021, the SEC has finally acknowledged that it has made at least 11 MOU requests, seeking documents from overseas entities, many of whom appear to be Ripple's foreign business partners, to at least 10 foreign regulators around the globe. As the SEC undoubtedly is aware, and perhaps the SEC's objective involving local regulators and attempting to invoke those regulators' compulsory process is not only improper, but also amounts to an intimidation tactic that has the effect of deterring those entities from continuing to do business with Ripple. The SEC refuses to cease this behavior and simply use the discovery process available to any other litigant in federal court. Although it is promised to do so, the SEC has not even provided defendants with a complete list of the overseas parties for whom it has sought discovery and the foreign regulators whom the SEC has enlisted in this effort despite multiple requests. Oh my. Well, the SEC is like the mob here. Not only is it a pay to play, I mean, they're leaning on their business and the customers around the globe. This is irreprehensible right here. So you come down here and it says here, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but basically the SEC may not conduct discovery outside the scope of federal rules of civil procedure. And then they go on to cite the case law that proves that. Cases where it's not been allowed, cases where it has been allowed, but it doesn't line up or pertain to the case of SEC versus Ripple. And the examples here, the other part I want to show you about this here is this right here. The SEC has further violated the federal rules by refusing to give notice to the defendants and produce its requests and related communications with foreign regulators. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I sense some kind of either a case dismissed or some kind of a summary judgment. Now, I'm about 10 to 12 years shy of a law degree, so that and 50 cents won't get you a cup of coffee. But I tell you what, this doesn't add up. And it does to me in the sense of this. First of all, what they're doing, the SEC's doing is wrong, right? But the reality here is that, to me, why are they doing it? They're doing it because they recognize line 82 of the complaint. They're doing it because they know that Ripple did, in fact, achieve widespread adoption through pre-allocation. And it scares the hell out of the SEC because they know that they did it right. If there was no there, there would be no need for the SEC to go over there to the other customers on the other side of the world and the market regulators and try to use intimidation. Final thought on this? Jeremy Hogan right here. Let's take a look at this. The SEC is going to foreign regulators and requesting documents, re Ripple's business partners. The foreign governments then request documents from those partners. This places regulatory pressure and burden on the Ripple's foreign business partners. Then he goes on to say, this is not something a typical plaintiff could do, and it's not fair. So Ripple is calling dirty poker, as they should. Ask Finlaw and former prosecutor. This is typical government prosecutorial pressure litigation, applying pressure not only to you, but your business friends as well. He goes on to say, after KJ asks, is this legal? Does foreign regulators must give documents or they can refuse? Jeremy Hogan says, Judge Netburn will decide if it's legal at a hearing. Apparently, the U.S. government has agreements with foreign countries that they assist each other with these requests, and that this is why this is not fair. Only the SEC could make these requests, not an individual or a company. Oh, somehow this has actually gotten messier. The more this goes on, the messier this gets. All I can say to you is that we have got to watch this very closely because I believe that the judge is going to respond very strongly to this, and it will either be obviously in favor of Ripple or it will be in favor of the SEC. But it from here, where we're standing today, looks like another big win coming to Ripple here because the SEC is obviously operating in a highly unethical manner. And why would they be doing that? Because Ripple actually did get the widespread adoption around the world, and the world is about to use it. That's where I'm at on this day, and none of this is financial advice, but that's where I'm at with all of this. You wouldn't make a big deal of this unless, in fact, it was a big damn deal. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, share with somebody you know, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. Remember, I Trust Capital, best crypto gold IRA on the planet. They just put out Chainlink IRAs and also just added Cardano as well. So there you go. Make sure you check it all out, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.